It's cheese, but we love the cheese, okay?
That's what we like to see.
I feel like people need to stop writing books.
I love Kian from the Off the Series.
Welcome back, guys. I'm gonna get good at this, I swear. Someday it's just gonna click and I'm just gonna do an intro and it's gonna be smooth. Anyway, welcome back to another reading vlog. In this week's vlog, we have some very exciting reads ahead. Let me tell you why. 2 of my 5-star reads of this year have sequels coming out this week. One of those 5-star reads was Spiral by Bal Khabra, and the other 5-star read was The Striker by Ana Huang. This is gonna be a sports romance themed vlog, I would say, because both of the books I'll be reading in this vlog are going to be sports romance. I do apologize if you are not a sports romance fan. I will say it is really fun, so you should give it a go. And if you are going to give it a go, I really think you should start with these. This was actually the first sports romance I read this year, and it was a 5-star read. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. It was just a 5-star read. This is the first in the series, this is the sequel. I read this one first and then I read this one. I do prefer this one, I must say. I don't know what the series is actually called. I feel like it's Off the Ice and it doesn't say anywhere, so I'm gonna look it up for you. Off the Ice. Okay, the Off the Ice series by Bal Khabra. The third book comes out. No, the third book has already come out. The third book has already come out, and I also did a little bit of a cheat because I did in fact already start it. But I didn't have any time to film, so we're gonna finish it together. I'm only 50% through. I'm loving it so far. This series gets so slept on in terms of like sports romance. This is so underrated. I do prefer the second one, and I'm loving the third one so far. I really love this author's writing. I feel like she's gonna be really up and coming, and it's gonna be that case of every new book is just better and better and better than the previous one, because that's kind of the correlation I'm seeing so far. This series follows a group of hockey players who are all best friends. They live in what they call the hockey house. I know. It's cheese. It's cheese, but we love the cheese, okay? It's a college hockey romance, so the main characters are about, I would say, early 20s. But even though the characters are quite young, it's got a lot of emotional depth, which I really enjoy. The third one follows Dylan and Sierra, who is a figure skater. I started this I started this yesterday. Did I? Oh my God, I started this yesterday. Am I already 50? No way. That can't be true. I started this the day before yesterday, I think. Anyway, I'm 53% through. I'm loving this so far. It's so freaking good. I'm hoping she writes more. I'm hoping she writes like a whole actual book series of the characters in these books, because there's a few characters that are still left to be written about, especially Kian. I want Kian's book to be next. Please and thank you. And the next book that's coming out this week, actually coming out tomorrow, is The Defender, which is the sequel to The Striker. The Striker was another 5-star read for me. This is a football ballerina romance. The Defender follows 2 characters from this book, so it will be a standalone interconnected series. And I actually thought this was going to be a duology, because I swear it said that somewhere. I don't know, online, whatever, I don't know. It said it was a duology, and now I'm pretty sure she's writing a 3rd book in this series. So I just don't know what's happening anymore. I feel like people need to stop writing books, or just like slow down. I mean, it's just too much. Ali Hazelwood has written like 5 books this year, and now people just keep coming out of books, and I don't have time. I don't have time. Anyway, I have quite a busy week this week, so it'll be interesting to see how much I read, considering that I'm like a mid-slow reader. I feel like I could be a fast reader depending on the book. Even though I feel like I'm kind of zooming through this, I feel like sometimes it depends on the book. I feel like it depends on the book you're reading. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much I read this week, because I do have a really busy week. I'm going to get ready for bed. I was going to read in here. I've set this all up, but now I actually want to get into bed because I'm already in my pajamas, if you didn't notice. So I'm going to take my makeup off and we're going to get into bed. Let's go. So today is Wednesday the 29th. Last time we caught up, it was Monday, I'm pretty sure. Maybe even Sunday.
I can't remember. It's been a busy few days. It's now 11 o'clock. I went to London yesterday and I went on a girls trip today, which was really fun. I'm going to start with, where am I in Revolve? Let me just see, because I've been flying through it. It's so much fun. I'm 86% in. I'm on page 339. I'm on chapter 45. So I'm very, very nearly finished. I was going to read a little bit more in the car on the way to London yesterday because we went to like a family party. Basically, I was in the front seat with my partner and his parents were sat in the back seats. Obviously, I got my Kindle out and I was like, I'm gonna do some reading. I'm at chapter 45 and I didn't realise that basically the scene that I was going to read was a spicy scene, and that's not really what I wanted to be reading in the front seat of the car with my boyfriend's parents sat behind me. They probably couldn't see, but I just thought on the off chance that they have a look and they find some derogatory things, that's not on me. That's not in my head. So I couldn't get in the mind space either. So I was like, okay, let's just park it for today. Instead of reading Revolve, I started to read The Defender, which was really fun. I read 50 pages, so I'm 10% in on the journey, and it's really good. But I'm in a pickle now because I'm kind of in the middle of 2 books. And I'm really enjoying The Defender now, but I'm also really enjoying Revolve, and I need to finish Revolve. I'm actually now, for tonight, gonna park The Defender, and I'm gonna go back to Revolve and finish it. But I haven't read anything today, which is really sad. However, I have had a very bookish day. I went to Hay-on-Wye with my friends for like a girls trip. Hay-on-Wye is a little town in Wales, which is basically the world's first book town, and it's just full of bookshops. They have like other quirky shops. It's just full of books. Whether it's a bookshop, we went to about 8, I think I counted, and there was some that we didn't even go into because we didn't have time, but we definitely went to 7 or 8. It was so freaking cute. I really would recommend. It's really, really fun. I want to show you what I got because my goal for this trip was to basically find some indie published books that I basically couldn't find anywhere else. Like I can't get them at Waterstones or like Foyles or I don't know, WH Smith's, anywhere that I feel like has books. That was kind of my goal. I got this really pretty edition of The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrian Young. I've heard really good things. I think this is a standalone. I'm not even sure if it's like fully fantasy or if it's supernatural. I'm really confused as to like, the blurb gives you the storyline, but I'm not really sure what like the world is. So I'm really excited to read it. I've heard really good things, and the fact that it's a standalone, I'm pretty sure it's like, how many pages? It's 315 pages, and that's what we like to see. That's what we like to see on this channel particularly. I think it's really good to support indie published books, so I really like buying those. And then right at the end, we found a bookstore, and in this tiny corner, they had so many indie published books. Oh, I was so happy. I could have literally screamed. They had so many. Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa, which I have saved on my Kindle. I think it's on Kindle Limited. It's definitely indie published, I'm pretty sure. I've heard good things, and it sounds really, really good. And it was indie published, and it was the first book. They had the whole series, but I'm not doing the whole thing. Also, again, love. This makes me so freaking happy. Not because I'm like dying to read it, but because I went into today with a mission of finding indie published editions of things that I knew I couldn't find anywhere else, and it was going to be a really special thing that I managed to find it, and then I could look at it and pick it up, and it will just make me think of today and the wonderful time I had with my friends. I knew that at some point I was going to read this series. It's been saved on my Kindle for ages. It's just getting to it. It's such a mammoth of a freaking series. It's such a commitment, but I also know that it's really bingeable. Like, I don't think it's like a lot of brain power, and it's just a fun good time. I just have a newfound love for indie published things, and I have a newfound love for floppy books. Yeah, that's basically it. I kind of think that's sad now. Hope you're having a great week so far. Mine's really busy, and I'm super busy tomorrow, which is really annoying. To be fair, after tomorrow, I've got nothing on, which is great. I remember at the beginning of September being like, I think I'm really into Halloween this year. I think I'm really feeling autumnal. The vibes and the atmosphere is just perfect for a reader. That lasted about a week. I'm sick of it now. I'm sick of autumn. It's too cold. It's too dark. It's depressing. It's depressing. For someone who like gets easily depressed and easily anxious, this kind of weather does not contribute well to that. But we're pushing through. And this is why we need cute days with our friends, that we can do things we like, because it makes us happy and it gives us serotonin. That's the takeaway from this. Yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping now because I'm just chewing your ear off. And I'm hoping tomorrow I can come to you with a review of Revolve because I would have finished it. Let's hope and pray that happens tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna go read now. I'm gonna get into my PJs, I'm gonna take my makeup off, and I'm gonna get nice and cozy and read in bed until I fall asleep. So we finished Revolve, I think the day before yesterday. I think I'd like to give it maybe 4 stars. It was a really good read. I think the problem I have with a lot of sports romance, specifically contemporary romance sometimes, it's the fact that they really struggle to wrap up once the two characters like romantically get together, and it tends to be really gooey and mushy and cheesy, which in consequence makes me a kind of reader where I do kind of turn off when the characters get together, which I don't want to be. I'm not usually one of those readers. When two characters get together, I can usually pull through the rest of the way and still be interested and still love the story, and it's not all about that. But I do feel like some books really struggle to like finish basically, and it just is pure cheese, and that tends to knock a star down for me. So I think that's why I rated it 4 stars and nothing more. It's kind of funny because that's also why I'm not adverse to like a third act breakup. I know a lot of people really hate the third act breakup. I don't mind it at all if it means that the story is a bit more interesting for longer rather than they get together and it's just kind of mushy. And also epilogues. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I really hate epilogues, especially if there's like a time jump. Every single one of these books in this series has an epilogue where there's a time jump to like 10 years or 8 years or whatever, and actually maybe not Spiral, I can't remember, but definitely Collide and Revolve. And a lot of like sports romance books have that where there's like a time jump. What usually happens is be married and have kids. I just find them so cheesy. I really do. I don't see the point. It doesn't really add anything to me as a reader. Like I don't really need it unless it like sets up for like a next story or something, or it's like a bonus chapter. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. You can love epilogues as much as you like. I can see the appeal, just for me, it's not the one. However, I did really enjoy this. It's a really good, strong part of the series. And in the acknowledgements, she says that a lot of people ask her about Dylan, which this book is about, which is really interesting to me because I always love Kian. Like, to me, I'm the one that's asking about Kian. I love him. He's kind of like the comic relief, which probably is why I love him so much. I love the comic relief. And there's a really interesting storyline of him and his backstory. Like, he kind of had a stalker for a really long time and they kind of make jokes about it with him, like his friend. Nothing's like been said and fully about that. So I'm really hoping and praying that the next book is about Kian, but we shall see. So yeah, all in all, I think 4 stars. It was a really good read. It just didn't really like wow me. I think Spiral really wowed me. It just kind of tugged at something for me. Now that I finished this, I can go back to reading The Defender, which I think I read like 40% of or something like that. No, let me have a look. I read 10% on my Kindle, which is 50 pages. This is actually a lot shorter than The Striker, which I didn't know. So I think The Striker is like 600 pages. This is 430. So it's 200 pages shorter, which is quite nice for me. Yeah, so I've moved on to the physical copy. I'm no longer reading on my Kindle. I'm obviously going to kind of pop in between because I just like to have physical copy because it will go nicely in my bookshelf with The Striker. But I am 67 pages in. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's an interesting premise. At the minute, it's very cliche, borderline painfully cliche. And I have to keep reminding myself that these characters have known each other for a whole year because they have been in The Striker. They are characters from that first book. So I do have to keep reminding myself because there's like kind of instant, not even just affection, like that's fine to me, but like instant, like heavy flirting. And like the way they go about it, yeah, it's just... So there's forced proximity, they end up having to be roommates, she hates him, he's cheeky, that's kind of it, and it is very cliche so far. I'm not hating it because I am loving the writing. I love Ana Huang's writing. In this series, I haven't read her other books, just this I love. For me, if the dialogue is good and the writing is good, that is 2 things that can really pull me through any kind of read. If the dialogue hits and the writing hits, I can bear a lot of things about like plot and characters and all that stuff. So I'm enjoying it. I think we should just get reading. Let's do it. fear I may have some really bad news for us in terms of the Defender read. Sorry, it's so wobbly. Is that better? I'm gonna have to DNF it. I'm really sorry. I know this is like the worst thing to do in a vlog, but I really would rather be truthful and be real and let you know my honest thoughts and my honest feelings rather than like force myself to read something I really can't be bothered to finish, and I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry because I feel very, very cheated. I feel very, very annoyed at the fact that I don't like this because a lot of people aren't a fan of her like most recent work. That's the vibe I kind of get, and I haven't read her earlier work, so this is kind of the only thing I get to judge it by, but I love The Striker. The Striker was a 5-star read for me. I love the writing. I love the dialogue. The dialogue felt so natural, so easy breezy, very, very conversational, and I could definitely see and feel how that would be genuinely two people talking. I didn't get any of that in this, and I was trying to force myself to read it because, you know, it's kind of silly, it's a sports romance, it's not like a huge lot of brain power, but I was finding myself having to give this a lot of excuses. Like, I think I mentioned this before, but I was trying to justify it by the fact that these characters like knew each other for a year and stuff like that, and obviously like enemies. I don't even, all the tropes that I could think of that I would maybe like excuse it with just don't apply because it's so bad. And it's kind of like a very loose plot of him potentially starting to get a stalker, which is obviously very dangerous and very, very sad, and like obviously I wouldn't wish it on anyone. However, I feel like this book is trying to make it like a really deep thing, and it's just failing. It's just really failing. And also I really hate the main female character. She's so hot and cold, and I hate the whole like competitive, like, you know, when it's enemies to lovers, but it turns into like a competition of who can, basically who's going to be the first to kiss the other. That's what's happening in this book, and I just don't care. And the dialogue also is falling so flat for me. There's a way that authors can write dialogue where it just feels like you're actually watching a conversation or listening to a conversation rather than reading it. This doesn't feel like that. This just feels like, I don't know. I would push myself to finish it, but I have so many other things that I'm looking forward to reading. I have so many new releases coming out this month that I really want to get on with, so I've just put it away. Also, I'm not getting any more book slumps. That's a final thing for me. I'm not pushing myself just to finish a book just so I can have a number on my chart, and I honestly just don't care. I don't really care about these characters, and I'm just genuinely upset and disappointed because it's not like I was kind of trying things and I stumbled upon this book. Like, I loved the first one, and so this was like an anticipated thing for me, so I'm hella upset because I was actually looking forward to it so much, because these characters really had promise in the first book. I don't know what happened. Like, the biggest thing for me is I don't honestly know how these two books are even written by the same person. I really don't get it. I am shocked, honestly shocked at the difference. Like, I've never ever read two books by the same author and they are completely different. I am sorry, but I just can't. Not many people like The Striker, so I was happy to be on my own in that, and I just feel like all that loyalty went nowhere. It's fine. It's fine. I have so many other things and other books to look forward to and to enjoy reading, so at least Revolve was a good read for me, and that was a very positive and worthwhile addition to the series, so that makes me happy. Also, I love Kian from the Off the Series. I love Kian from the Off the Ice series, and I've been like praying and waiting for him to get his own book because his backstory and his storyline gets hinted at throughout the books, but it's never really like addressed, and him being the comic relief just makes me love him so much, and he's finally getting his own book. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I cannot wait. Apparently also this is the final book in the Off the Ice series, which, how freaking sad is that? I swear there's loads of boys living in that house. You can just carry this out, but I guess you gotta respect an author who knows when to stop and is not just shitting out things for the sake of having things out. So I respect that and I like that. But I hope she writes more books because I really love her writing, and she is very much an author on my radar that I'm like keeping tabs on for sure. I love her. So from a negative to a positive, it's okay. We have other things to look forward to. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for coming with me on my journey of these new releases. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe and tell me if you read it, if you haven't read it. Yeah, just let me know. and I will hopefully see you in the next one. I have some fun videos planned, so yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope you have a really good day or week or whatever, and I hope your reading is going really well. So yeah,